we're back in a helicopter, but this one is not an Airbus. We're flying TAOG'S SA315B, the LAMA. So the helicopter's got quite a few configuration options that are available on the tablet here. And if you didn't see that, right down here next to the center console, if you click on that spot, it pulls the tablet out. You can turn your glare shield on the dash on and off. You can swap out the pilot's door for a bubble door. It actually gets rid of this bar and the vent here and gives you an unobstructed view outside if you're doing any cargo or stuff like that. Roof covers is like a vinyl or a fabric cover that goes up on the top. You can swap out the co-pilot seat for a medevac setup. So there's a seat behind me and then the medevac setup with the stretcher. Lots of exterior options like side baskets, side boxes. You can outfit a spray kit if you wanted to have that installed. Additional options like a fire tank, antennas, the sling, mirrors if you're doing sling loading. So if you enable the sling and then you click the sling load for crate or Bambi bucket, those would be attached to the end of your sling. There's a couple options for engine covers. Those just install additional like inlet barrier filters and stuff like that. On the engine cover, you can swap out the skids for skis, or you can install wheels as well. And then there's a couple options, a searchlight, a camera. You have a toggle for the stopping the VRS effect, and then whether you want the rotor downwash effect to be on or off, which is kind of nice if people have a lower end system or they get pretty severe frame drops from something like that. You can toggle that off. So I think we'll leave the medevac setup here and we'll just tool around for a couple minutes. I'm not going to get too in depth in anything like a startup procedure, but a couple things that are different about this one. When you're taking off, you're going to need the right pedal. Usually when you get to about 3, you'll get the shutter start to get light on the pedals about 3.5 or 4. And that it's going to feel like quite a bit of right pedal. But you're able to lift off and, adding some additional collective in. Pitching forward, we can tool around in the sand dunes here. I do have some footage that will play of the... I captured some footage last night and today in the Alaska wilderness and then up in the mountains near Everest, just kind of flying around, getting used to the controls. But out of the helicopters that I have, the ones that I would say this is most similar to, it feels more stable than the 500E. I would compare it almost to like the H125, but I think there's a difference. I mean, the flight model is really, really good. The only thing that kept me from holding off on getting either this or the Alouette was the fact that it was only available on flightsim.to as a premium offering there. And I finally got over my reservations and picked it up because I had heard so much good stuff about TAOG and what he had put together and what he had released. And I'm looking forward to his additional helicopters that he's going to offer. He's working on another Bell, like the Huey or the civilian version. I know there's a couple civilian versions that the Huey models turned into, so I'm not 100% sure on which model number they settled on, if it's a 412 or a 410 or a 401 or a 402, but so there's some subtle differences between them, and he may have options that you can configure it with either. I'm not sure. But nice nice and nimble, fun helicopter to fly. It's pretty much a manual flyer. If you like that, lack of computers and no autopilot, and you want to just hand fly stuff, if analog is your thing, this is a great helicopter for that. I haven't even looked at what other options we have in here. It's kind of, why read the manual when you can just jump in and fly it? I was pleasantly surprised that my helicopter setups, like I didn't have to tweak anything or make any special profiles and SPAD necks to do any different key bindings. It's all standard Microsoft Flight Sim helicopter bindings, and so I was able to jump in and just take off and fly. But it's a good helicopter. I think we'll see if we can find a spot to, if we can find kind of a flat spot here. We'll pick a spot, come in and set down. But I'm going to keep this video short. This is kind of just a quick look at it. I plan on spending some more time flying around in this as well, but I wanted to do some footage and grab some cinematic and stuff like that and put a video up, because I want to try and maintain some consistency with producing some content. So this was the most recent helicopter that I picked up, and figured it was a good one to jump in and make a video about. I mentioned it's right pedal, so we just sat down there. Wasn't the greatest, but also wasn't a bad landing. When you're taking off with that right pedal, I mean, it's quite a bit, and right in that 3.5 to 4 is where you'll start to pick up. But you'll notice when you're coming in, once we started that forward flight, and we've got the weather vaning of the tail, you can let off of your pedal input pretty well. But try and watch this as we come in and slow down, just so you can see. Like right now I have a little bit of left pedal, but as we come in, I'm not putting any pedal input right now, and as we start to slow down right here below 20, this is when you're going to need to add some pedal in. So that was almost like with no pedal at all coming in. Let me get ourselves moving again, and then we'll try and do that with some added right pedal as we come in and land. And then we will jump over and watch some clips of flying the Lama around near Everest and up in the wilderness near Alaska. Alright, so a little bit of right pedal right now as I'm coming down, adding more right pedal in. More collective, more right pedal, slow ourselves down. More right pedal here. Button down on the collective a little bit, see if we can touch down nice and soft. Not too bad. We're going to jump over to that other footage, and let me know if you've picked this one up and what you think about it. It's a fun little helicopter to fly, and if you haven't seen it yet, let me know your thoughts, and if this is something that you would be interested in getting, or if there's more that you want to know or see about the helicopter. We'll see you soon.